the same way. God calls us to be different in how the world dress, different how the world look, different what the world do, to strengthen us as people to be able to be our own persons and not conform or dictated by how the world does. There's a few things about me that I'm glad my mother didn't change because they made me a very strong person. When I was born and the time that I was, when I lost my first set of teeth, I started growing tooth on the side, and they came in inappropriately, and my mom, I didn't want to go to the dentist. She was letting me go to the dentist. They were taking out their side teeth, so it kind of disfigured some of my tooth. But my mom, I made a strong person when I get to school. I was able to accept who I was, because there's some things about you that you didn't know. I could have got braces to change my tooth. There's things about you that you're not going to be able to change. And because you're not going to be able to change them, when you can't have the people looking at you differently, you know, dog was not popular back then. It was dog, they call you black, they call you this, they call you monkey, and everything like that. I had to accept being darker than everyone else. I had to accept my mouth, my teeth on the side like that. And that made me a strong person. So now, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. Period. At all. At all. Doesn't matter. If I was 600 pounds, it wouldn't make no difference to me. That's me. I like me. And I was able to do whatever I need to do. Able to get a beautiful wife, able to get things that I want by me. So I ain't care. I'm cool. So I've never been that person, but that's because my sisters, they picked at me, they laughed at me whenever they got ready to throw the shot. But it didn't bother me. And now it made me strong enough to deal with that. We can't embrace our differences as us. Because who says whatever people say is nice? Who says that's nice? Who says tall is good? Who says short is good? These are opinions that other people have of you. So you can't let an opinion become factual, even if everybody else believes it. So, you know, if I got a big eye and one small eye, I can't change my eyes. See, you can keep going to all these stuff that are imperfections about that you change. Whereas you got a scar and you covered up with makeup. Well, I'm covering up with makeup because I don't want anybody to see my scar. But what about the other stuff that you have? What you can do about that? And if you keep running to your insecurities and running to your flaws and getting your flaws fixed, you're gonna have flaws everywhere, and you're gonna be trying to fix over here because you're fearfully and wonderfully made, but you're not flawless in your texture. You're not flawless. Somebody got something. It may be a mole on your nose. It may be a gap in your teeth. It may be a shorter hand. It may be a funny thing. It may be something that's different. And if you don't learn to deal with those flaws and accept those flaws, you're gonna have a problem that people are gonna always make you feel a certain way, and you'll be conscious. You'll be talking like this because you don't want to show your teeth. Or you'll be doing like this because you don't want to show your hands. Embrace them, they're you, and I'm not trying to make anybody like me. I had a young lady, beautiful young lady, but she was tall. She was taller than all of us. And she just felt like she was tall, and she would be conscious. She didn't want to stand up when we go to different places. Well, because she was taller than everybody else, she felt like she wasn't going to get a husband because she was, tall and everybody was short. And you got to embrace that. What can you do? You want to chop yourself down? No. Okay? Coming up and say you got big lips, big eyes, big this, big that. Well, who said they're big? Why is it that you got small lips? So these are things that, we can come and say these and speak about it, but a lot of times they are subconsciously in our mind, really, they're there. They're there. And it'll keep us from approaching people, keep us from embracing ourselves. Next, let's go to the next. One reason so many people have relationship problems because they're insecure. These insecurities will make you feel like a person really doesn't want you, or they have a motive behind that. So if you got a flaw and you got a scar, or you got something, and then this genuine young lady and this genuine young man say, "Hey, I really like you. I really care for you. I really would like to, get with you, and y'all get together." I'm just making it short. Not get with you. He likes you, and then once he interested in you, and then now he likes you, and then you start feeling like he can't really like me. I got this. This is wrong with me. And you see somebody that you think is more beautiful than you. I embrace me, and I don't compare myself to people. I'm a whole different. I don't put myself in that category. I share this you get over my as you say, one of my things. This is the way I feel about myself. And you got coffee, you got cappuccino, you got hot chocolate, you follow me? And then you have spring water. Okay, now one of them don't fit in that category. Which one don't fit in that category? That's how I feel about me. I don't care about nobody else. I don't care what I'm my own different. I'm unique. It's me. You can't put me in no category with nobody else. And because I feel that way, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you say is normal. I don't care what you say. This is me. I do that. I wear what I want. I dress how I want. I do what I want. I got my own style. I got my own person. I'm not going to conform with everybody else. So I think that helps me to be able to embrace me, and I don't have any insecurities at all, and it's made my relationship with people different. My relationship since Cowart was 5 years older than me, and I was very young. I liked to do something that I wanted, and I got it. That's the way I was. And I wasn't insecure. Guys talk to us, still cool, that's fine. I didn't, this is just who I am. And I think when you got relationship, you got people that's secure, you gotta call them, check on them, you see them talking to somebody, you wonder if they like them, you wonder what's going on. These are insecurities, but they're insecurities of yourself. I don't think there's anybody in this world, I don't compare anybody more handsome than me. I think they're different than me. And you shouldn't consider anybody more beautiful than me. They're different, but they're not more beautiful. Because I'm in a category of my own. You got a Siamese cat, you got a cat, you got a tiger, you got a lion, and you got a goat. They ain't in the same category. I'm in a different category. So I'm in my world. That's right. In my world, I'm the most handsome thing in there. That's right, Pastor. I want you guys if we don't enter into that, into life with that, and relationship with that, you'll be problems all the time. All right? Many people enter a relationship looking for someone else to make them feel a certain way. People get into relationships to make them feel that way. So when somebody says you're beautiful, that makes them feel good. Or somebody says, "Hey, I really like you. Oh, you're beautiful. You blush, you smile, and everything." If somebody says you're handsome, and you're beautiful. You're just confirming what I already knew. Okay? You're just confirming what I already knew about myself. That ain't pride. I know that. And so when somebody tells you that and it affects you a certain way, it's like you have to ask yourself, oh, is this true? Yeah, no. So this is the first thing. You gotta get rid of common statements. These statements are the kind of statements that insecure people make. Listen well when you hear these statements, so be cautious to perceive and relate in such relationship with people like this. Does she have it?
She doesn't.
It's the whole lesson.
No, what was supposed to be in court shoot lesson, but you didn't say it.
I need to call. I need that. This is the conversation of an insecure person. You make me happy. That should never come out of your mouth. Those are insecure statements. And if you have anybody, I don't care how good that makes you feel. If you have anybody that tell you that you make them happy, don't deal with them until they make themselves happy. Because if you're dependent upon me to make you happy, I got a whole lot of stuff I got to do for myself. How somebody gonna make you happy? Ain't even happy themselves. You make them happy. You know. So no, those are insecure statements. That mean you're not happy yourself. You make me smile. Nobody make me smile. I hope you find me smile. If you got to make me smile, what have I been doing the rest of my life? Don't live my life. So listen to them. Oh, you have made, I have become so happy since we've been together. You make me happy. You make me smile. I don't know what I would do without you. I know what I do without you. But we say this stuff and we start believing it, and this is what happens. Sometimes you say that because we like to make people feel important. But you start believing that stuff. Whatever you say, you start believing. So you make me happy, and then the person don't want to deal with you no more. You break up, then you feeling sad and gloomy because you have already confirmed they make you happy. Ain't nobody make me happy, and I do know what I would do without you. I do what I've been doing the last 25 years. But you tell people that you're giving your securities away. I don't know what I would do without you. I was lost until I found you. You go back and be lost then. Are you following me? These are things that should never come out of your mouth. And we do that when young people get in a relationship. Oh, you made me so happy. Oh, you made just my life has been changed since I met you and all that, and give all that. No. You start believing that starts getting in your spirit, and that person leave you and walk out of your life. You really feel that way. Don't tell yourself to lie. So you start believing your own lie. Next. Bad relationship examples. Pour into each other. Let me give you an example. You get in a relationship. See, insecure people need people to continue to pour in them to make them secure. They're empty. So, listen, I'm going to give you an example. If I'm full and you're empty, when I pour into you, when you get full, I'm empty. So you get a relationship, you're putting all this into them, and they'll be okay, but then you empty. Because they require so much. So in a relationship that you get into, you got to make sure that you're full, that you don't need anybody to pour into you, and that they're full. That way, if we pour, if I'm full, you full, I pour something of you and me into you, you pour something to me, and we still remain full. But if I'm half full, I'm going to be short, because now you're going to have to pour half of yours into me, and then you become half full. So now you got a happy person. That's where you got a relationship that one person is, oh, I'm fine, I'm so happy, and the other person is miserable. Okay? Because now you got this person who's got all these insecurities. I got to keep on buying you stuff to make you feel secure. I got to keep on calling you. I got to keep on reaffirming. I got to keep on telling you, see what's happening. You see, if you got a cup with holes in it, if as much as you pour into them, they leak out. And you got to keep pouring and keep pouring. Then you got to start getting from other people to pour into them, and you're going to always be an empty person. So you don't need to deal with insecure people, and you don't need to be an insecure person. Because you're only going to rob that other person. You're only going to take from that other person. Or they're going to only take from you. Y'all with me? And there's dangers of those, and you have to be careful. When you don't have a good relationship with your parents, or didn't have a good relationship with your parents, you didn't come from a good family background, you're being rejected, you never experienced that kind of true love, that true care, and that true affection, those things have never been poured in your life, and you never got them, that can be a situation that you have to be, what you have to do is see sometime, could I potentially be that kind of person? I'm not saying you are, but you go back and check your life, just for you, how much did my parents put into me? How much did my family put into me? Is there anything that I missed? Because this could be the reason that you need so much from a person. And if you've been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relationships, and people are saying the same thing, or people getting to like, oh man, you require too much. And you always been like, well, they're never there for me. They're not giving me what I need. They're not. So go back and see, is it because you are requiring more because of the things that you didn't get? See, my father wasn't in my life, but although my father was in my life, my mother overcompensated. Every one of my birthdays I celebrated. We believed in Christmas coming up. I didn't get that until I got old and the Lord revealed that to me. But all of those things, my mother was there with report cards. She was waiting on me to make sure I get contributed for that and anything. I had the perfect mother that made sure I was validated. So nothing, no one could tell me anything about me any different. Every morning I woke up, my mother would do my hair and wash my eyes, and she would tell me, boy, you're the handsome little fella. And boy, I'd smile and I put a little blush on my face and she'd send me out. So when I went to school, I didn't care who said what. I already knew I was, but some of y'all didn't get that.
That's good.
You didn't get that from a father, you didn't get that from a mother, and so now you are not full. And you gotta see when you get with other people, are you requiring too much out of them? And maybe that's why it doesn't just go down to relationships that may turn out in a romantic way, but it goes down to relationships like friendships. And you get upset because they didn't call you, or they didn't tell you what was going on. They didn't tell you they was going out of town. They didn't tell you that it was their birthday, or they didn't invite you to a meeting, or, oh, I guess you don't want to hang out with me no more. And I seen that at the convention. You didn't speak to me, but you hanging with her, and y'all always hanging out. I guess I ain't in no more. These are things that you gotta, and now you ask yourself, do I do stuff like that? Or I guess ever since you've been hanging out with sister from the Southern District, you don't want to hang out with me no more. You went to the convention, you act like you didn't even want to speak to me, but you were hanging with everybody else. Ask yourself, is it them or is it something that I need? Is this going on? Because that can ruin a relationship with friends and everybody else. That can ruin that. Amen? Amen. You never feel like nobody's there for you. Nobody's never there for me. I'm there for everybody, but nobody ever there. Just ask yourself, these are some of the things that you may be dealing with. All right? So am I full? And real quick, my question, are you full? Did you leave from your mother's house full? Did you get a lot of you when you were young? Did you get a lot of pouring into you? How many of y'all had a lot poured into you when you were young? I mean, mothers, fathers. How many of y'all didn't have a lot of poured into you? So you have to see, and that's good to see that, you have to see, is this something that I missed? And make sure that I put it within myself. And sometimes we try to pour into ourselves by pampering ourselves and buying for ourselves and doing for ourselves. And it makes you broke. Because you feel like doing so much for yourself. And you usually do it material. You get money you want to spend on clothes and hair and shoes, and you love catering to yourself. And you'll spend all your day going to the nail shop and the dish shop and sitting around because you want to cater. Some of you, what you're trying to do is fill spots that your parents didn't give you. And now you spend money. And then when you get a man in your life, you're going to want him to do the same thing. Or a woman in your life, you're going to want him to do the same thing. And you're going to ask them for stuff that you can get for yourself. Hey, you at the store yet? Hey, on your way to church, could you buy me a soda? You don't even want the soda. You just want to know that somebody will buy you something. You don't even want, every time they go somewhere, every time they do something, or you see them doing something for somebody else. I had a marriage that was a problem, and I discovered what it was. Because the guy would say, I want to go stop by mom, but see my mom not be by, and then suddenly the house breaks. She said, can you fix this? Because she was wanting to now know what did she weigh in her, with him. What he weighs. So anything he asked the mother to do, he did for the mother, she wanted her to do something. So you get a friend, and the friend do something, they go somewhere and buy somebody else some candy. Oh, I heard you bought something like some candy. And he said, oh, what about my birthday? You ain't get me nothing but mine. You brought her candy, but you brought me, a soda. Compare it. Make sure you're not empty. Next. What creates insecurity? Bad childhoods. My childhood was good. My father was never, my childhood was good. I can remember my first birthday. I can remember birthday cakes that my mother brought me. I can remember what they looked like. I remember the day. I remember a brown bicycle that my mom got me. It looked like the kids in my neighborhood, they had 10 speed. My mom brought me what she could afford, the little brown bicycle with these little ribbons on the bottom. They told me I had a sister bicycle, and I didn't ride it. Like a sister bike. It was brown, and I thought it was right. I don't want to ride this sister bicycle. That boy, you got that what I can afford. You better ride whatever it is. I remember all that. I remember if I cut myself, my mom said, oh, my baby leg, and working on all these things, and that. So your childhood, how was your childhood? Did your mother and father put into you? Because these are potential problems that you would have. Then bad relationships. This is why it's not good to get in relationship over and over again, because they end. And each time a relationship ends, it makes you question sometimes yourself. Okay? Why did, now listen, anytime you're in a relationship and somebody to leave you and get somebody else, they made a choice to say that person was better than you. You have to admit that. That's what they're saying. And you're going to have some comparison within your mind if you're not careful. So each relationship, so the first guy left me because he said something was wrong. He left. And the second guy, and the third guy, and the fourth guy, and the fifth guy, sixth guy, after a while, you start saying to yourself, and now you think about all these relationships you've been in. I'm not saying all of them sexual, but think about all these relationships you've been in. Why he don't like me? Why he broke up? And then if they start saying the same thing, they say, you know what? You're a little aggravated. And another one say, you're aggravated. And another one say, you're aggravated. And the other one just leave. You don't say why. They just all start leaving. And you start saying, what's wrong? I tell you what. Yeah, Chris was sitting here, and I sat around Chris, and I looked at him and got up and moved. And you did it, without saying anything to him. He was like, that's true. Tom, Jim, Paul, Dominique, all of them just walked out and they said nothing. It started making you think, well, maybe something wrong. Mm-hmm. That's why you don't need to get in all these relationships, because you start getting all these relationships, then you start questioning when it don't work. Well, what's wrong with me? So, bad relationships, and even a guy telling you why he left you, or a woman telling you why, this can get in your mind psychologically that you're bad. So, bad relationships. rejection, when you're rejected. You know, now I can handle rejection. I handle rejection. I don't know about rejection. Don't make me feel no way at all. I mean, somebody like Big Mac, somebody like chicken nuggets, and because you know, every time you go to the store, you're rejecting something. You're rejecting the buy. And because you reject the buy, don't mean it ain't no good. It's just not what you want.
That's true.
People can't handle rejection. When they get rejected, that's why people are insecure about friendships, insecure about relationships, because they're not used to rejection. See, rejection doesn't make me feel bad. If I was a young man and I went up to a young lady and tell her I was interested in her, and she said she didn't like me, the rejection would not make me feel as though something wrong with me. It just let me feel like that's not what she wants. I'm not what she wants. And it's not gonna make me put that on me. Okay? McDonald's doesn't stop selling their chicken McNuggets because somebody don't buy them. It wasn't what that person wanted. So I'm not what they want. So that doesn't make me feel a certain type of way that I'm this flawed person because, you know, even though you may sell 100 hamburgers, there may be 1,000 people that don't want it. I'm just not what they want. So that can be the physical scars. So you know, scars on your face, scars on your body, the stuff that you can't change. Those things will make you feel insecure. Okay, and you try to hide them. And you got your hair fixed up, and you always make sure you got your hair over your scalp. Nobody else see your eyes. Shout like this. Okay, I'm gonna shout. Sure, somebody gonna see it anyway. Weight, teeth, hair, all of these, even weight. You know, weight can be an issue. You know, and there's two things with weight. I can't change it, and if I decide to change it, I'm gonna change it for myself, but not because you don't like me. Right? So all of these are areas of insecurity. Next. So if you're a big boy, a big girl, and somebody get a little girl, you're gonna be like, oh wow, they got them because I was big. You're skinny, and they get somebody big, you're gonna say, oh, they got them because I was skinny. They got them, that was their choice. But you know, you got all this stuff in your mind, and now you figure like, cause he don't like a skinny lady, that all men don't like skinny ladies. And now you're gonna go eat a whole Thanksgiving dinner every day. You're trying to gain weight. Okay? He left you for skinny and you big. So now what you wanna do, you wanna be walking around trying to lose weight. Yeah, I mean, it's good to lose weight for your own health sake or whatever you want, but you're gonna be trying to do that for him. And then comparing how skinny you are to her and all this kind of stuff there. You got all kind of stuff going on, this ain't it. That ain't it. But it happens. Everybody there got something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. You know, you can hide and all that. Something wrong with every one of y'all. Right? Somebody big, somebody skinny, somebody got a scar, somebody got something wrong. Like, you got a flaw. Embrace it. Because that's you. See, everybody has a trademark. All these different companies got their trademark that make them distinctively different. Your mark, your scars, those are not really flaws. Those are trademarks of you. And if something happens and you die, they're going to identify you. Oh, she had a scar here, she had that. That's your trademark. That's your trademark. And you keep that as your trademark. Keep that as who you are. Are y'all with me? Everyone has a physical flaw or a defect. Our bodies are different. The problem occurs when our flaws and defects are highlighted in our own eyes. You highlight it in your own eyes because you worry about what other people think about. I don't wake up every day and look and see if my teeth in there. I got to keep on the side. I'm going to die with it like that. That's me. I don't care. And you know, let me tell you, people are drawn to confident people with confidence. That's why nobody's drawn to you, because you don't have no confidence. You walk with the shoulders up down. People look at you like that. No, you walk with confidence. That's right. You walk out with confidence, man. One thing, I got confidence. I got confidence. Wherever I walk, I'm walking. I don't walk, I walk with confidence wherever I go. I talk with confidence. People ask me how my day doing. It's good. I haven't had no bad days. I remember last time I had a bad day. I carry energy with me. I'm always happy and jolly. That's what people are drawn to. I didn't have any problem when I was coming up with, and I'm not saying this boasting or bragging, but I'm trying to get you to understand. I had no problem with having a girlfriend and all those other things there. And some of my friends, they might have had curly hair and everything else, but I knew how to laugh, I knew how to be friendly, and people like to be around people like that. They like the people how people got energy. That's the person. And to be in my circle was to be cool. Let's go with him. Let's hang around him. Yeah, but you know we're gonna have fun. You know that was and because that's why I carry myself. And I got friends today that are friends. I was never needy. I ain't never need no friends and need that. I provided the life. I provided the energy. And that's what you got to do. You walk around depressed looking all the time. I can depressed all the time. Ain't nobody gonna be drawn to that. So some of y'all wonder why you know why nobody interested. Every time they see you, you look like you need some Prozac. Boost yourself up. You walk around like this. Hey man, listen. When my friends and I hang out, we get together. We be sitting down talking. Everybody here was laughing. And my friends wasn't like that. They wasn't depressed. They weren't happy. All of us was that kind of group. And you couldn't hang with us and not have that. I think about some of the crazy things we did. When we were younger, some of the jokes and practical jokes, things we did, we'd go down there, man. We had some of the guys that were older, pranks and stuff that we did, crazy stuff that we did. It was just crazy, you know. And it was just funny and life. It was wrong, a lot of the stuff, but we would sit out on the phone, make prank calls when we was young, and they call us. We call this guy. We get on the phone and call somebody. Back then it was real racist. People were real racist. It's still racist, but it was bad then. You know your wife talking to a nigger? We seen her. The golf station. Say, come down there to the golf station. You're gonna see her over there. How many guys? We were great, man. It wasn't right. But I'm saying the thing we did, we didn't find we was nothing to do. We went and walked. Sometimes we just hung out and walked, laughed, clown, joking on each other, and joking about each other's flaws. They joked about my teeth. My nickname, they call me Chuck E. Cheese. That's we had a friend of mine. He might be here this week. Harold. He was dog, and he had got he tried to get an S-curl. Back then we had S-curl. But naturally, my hair had a little curl texture, so I could put an S-curl in my hair, and it would escalate. Now he had a different type of hair, so he put an S-curl in his hair, and I didn't do what mine did on Mike, and all it didn't curl up. It got straight. It was like a porcupine. So he had to put his hair back. And it was like stuck to his head. We called him Slick Rick the Hypocrite. So I was Chuck E. Cheese, Slick Rick the Hypocrite, and then we got a friend of ours. He had bump acne on his face, and we called him Bumble Stopper. But listen, this is what I'm saying. We laughed at each other with one dog. We had a friend, we had one of our friends, his name was Fat Mike. Another one of our friends was named Blackjack. Another one of our friends, now listen, these are the names now. Another of our friends, one was named Dookie. This is the name. I want to give you the name. But all of us laughed at each other, clowned on each other, and what it did, it made us, so our flaws were what we laughed about. And that way we were not insecure about it. Nobody wanted to jump on anybody and fight anybody. And we embraced what we were, laughed at what we were, and said, this is us. They picked at each other's mama. Your mama got this kind of car. And you know, and so that, I know that today they call a lot of that bullying, and I agree to some degree. But we didn't see bullying like that. There's a weak group of young people today. They're weak. They kill themselves over stuff like that because they're weak. Because they haven't embraced their flaws. And when you embrace your flaws, embrace those things as your trademark, that's it. I can call them right now, even the guy right now. And we get on the phone and start talking. We talk about our old days, our past, and different things like that. And they talk about those names. All of us remember all of our nicknames that we had. Sometimes they still call each other by those now. But it was a strength that we had by embracing, seeing if somebody was skinny, we say they're skinny, somebody was big, they say they're big, somebody black, somebody bright, somebody whatever. I mean, we had a friend of ours, his name was Alfonso. And Alfonso was, he was mixed. And back then there was a song that they had out, and we had no place to listen to it. We would say, play that funky music, white boy. That was the song. So we said that to him. And he wouldn't get upset and cry and all those little stupid stuff like that. Although some of the things they said might have not been appropriate, it built us. And it allowed us to see something that we had, allowed that somebody else acknowledged that. And although we had those flaws, we were buddies. We were friends. We were connected. My sister saw it. My mother saw it. So now, when I'm embraced, everybody that was like, okay, we've acknowledged you got this problem, that's a defect. I say, you got this problem, that defect, and we're going to live with each other and acknowledge that. So now, when I come comfortable that I got friends that recognize something different about me, and recognize there's something that they can laugh at about me. If somebody else laughs at me and recognizes that, I'm cool with it. Because my friends established that. I established that. And we remain friends with that. You follow me? But that becomes a problem because you don't have that. When your flaws and defects are highlighted in our lives, they produce insecurities. People point out our insecurities. What we do is highlight them. This is bad behavior. Our defects and flaws makes us withdraw because we are afraid that others will not like us or accept us. The power of having somebody in your life that will acknowledge you have a flaw or defect, and even is willing to say, that looks different and odd, but still love you, strengthen you. You better do that with your kids. My sisters and I will be there, fussing, and I go back when they get the best of me. Mama, when my teeth first came out, they were poking out like Buzz Bunny. Mom, she just called me Buzz Bunny. And said, what did you call her? Because I know you called her something. Okay? I had one of my sisters, she had a boyfriend back in the, when she was in high school. His name was Kendall. I remember that because my sister used to always pick at me. And her boyfriend broke up with her. Oh, man. And she came on crying. She came on crying. She cried. She really, she was crying. And I said, well, Kimber broke up with me and all my sisters, they saw her crying. I tried to comfort and everything. But boy, when she got the best of me one day, I said, that's why you look there sitting in that crying. But it made me stronger. Y'all with me? Find your flaws. Everyone has a defect. What are the defects and flaws? What are the flaws and defects that we see in our life? I want you to write down real quick. Get something right now. Write down. Let's accept this once and for all. Let's look at any little different that you got in your body. If it's a scar on your hand, if it's a scar on your neck, a scar on your eye, let's write down your flaws, and then we're going to change these. We're not going to call them flaws after the day, and we're not going to call them scars after the day. We're going to call them trademarks. All right, that's what we're going to call them. I use the word trademark for the lack of a better term. Some of that goes back to slavery terminology, but I won't go into that now. But just for the day, let's use trademark as if it's positive. Well, let's say that's my trademark. It's my special mark to identify who I am. All right? I'm just using it positive today in that term. For lack of a better term, unless you all want to come up with another term. How about your distinctive mark? Your distinction, okay, that makes you distinctively different. All right, everybody, let's write them down. Let me write them down. Okay? Write it down, and I want you to accept that as something that makes you special. Okay. And I want everybody to tear out a piece of paper from me, one blank piece of paper. And give that blank piece of paper to Keyshawn. Everybody get to Keyshawn. Good. Now, I want you to come and find which one of those papers yours. Give me which one of those papers. And then I want you to come and find which one of yours. All right, now, you know how he was able to tell that was his? I was able to tell that was his. He was able to tell her something scripture. All right, so you didn't have to put the mark on yours, but they had this thing that's different. So everybody that don't have a mark or don't have a description on it, you won't know how to find what's yours. You won't be able to identify what's yours. if you don't have different marks or different things, they don't identify you as a different. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have your own distinction. Every scar, every flaw, every one of those things. That's how I find me. This is me. And if you don't like me, if you don't like my scars, you don't like me. If you don't like my flaws, you don't like me, because that's all a part of me. And if you don't like your scars and your flaws, you don't like yourself, because that's a part of you. If they make you feel bad or they make you feel different, and they make, because that's you, that's who you are. So many of you don't love yourself, because when you love yourself, you gotta love everything about you. You gotta love your big nose. You gotta love your big eyes. You gotta love your buck teeth. You gotta love your statue. You gotta love every pound of you. You gotta love every inch of you. You gotta love your skinny. You gotta love your fat. You gotta love everything. You gotta love your neck. You gotta love everything about you. And if you have not got to the point that you love that totally and love that to the point of this is me. I love my scar over here. I love my teeth. I love my height. I love all of that. Everything about me. I had a girl one time when I was younger. She says, you know, I really like you, but you're so short, and I never liked anybody short. I said, well, I guess you have to cut yourself down then. Oh. And her comment was, you know, I like that about you. I said, I like that about me too. Yes, sir.
So where does accepting your flaws and accepting who you are, I guess, tie into actual improvement? Let's just say, you might be like a teeth. So you don't have perfect teeth, but then you decide to get braces or something. Like where does
well, I mean, I think you can decide that if you want to do something better. But I'm not doing that because I want to do that for somebody else. I'm doing that because that's something I want to do for myself. In my case, my mother couldn't afford it. But in other areas, you might can. But I'm not doing that because I feel like I can't get anybody for that. I'm doing that because this is something I decide I want to do. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with me. And I will not do that. And if I feel like I'm doing it to get the approval of somebody, I'm not doing it for the right reason. And until I'm doing something because I feel like this is something that I can do, until I'm doing it to that point, I'm not going to do it. Because my motive is all about getting somebody. So I want somebody, okay, if this is the thing. If I have been, say I've had this knot on my head all of my life, a mold all of my life, I've had it all my life. Everybody done seen me with it. My family done seen me with it. My friends done seen me with it. All of a sudden I start talking to this individual. And now I want to move this knot off my head or this mold off my head that I've already had. What is my motivation? Everybody else done seen it. I wake up and see it every morning. My family done see why I'm doing it for a wrong reason. So it's okay if there's something that you say I want to do by me. But if now you're at that point that you're doing it because you're one whose conscience are looking at you, any change I make about me is because I decide I want to do that for myself. Okay? If I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight because I don't want to jeopardize my health. I want to be healthy. I'm not going to lose weight so I can go on and show her or him, oh, I lost weight. Now you like me? No. It's in us a little bit because what we do is in us a little bit because we do things, and when we do them, the first thing we want to do is show them on Facebook. We do it. All of us got a little bit of it in us. A little bit. We do. It's in us all. You know, I got a new car. I'm going to stand by the car because I want somebody to see I got a new car. Look at my accomplishment. All of us got a little bit of that in us. But that can become your drive. That can become your motive. That can become, you understand what I'm saying? Yes, so that's where it comes, all right? Yes.
I was talking with someone about older.
Are you writing did you write your flaws and defects, distinctive marks now?
Older worldly person in my family. and they was like getting surgery on their body or whatnot, like their breasts or anywhere, it's not a sin because God took a rib out of Adam and they eat. How would you deal with that? What would you respond to that?
All they make her butt. You made a totally distinctive person. That's a stupid thing you ever seen. You can't see nobody real. A real don't give you no distinction. A real ain't going like the man that was internal. That's just like operating and getting your kidney out of you or your liver out of you. That has nothing to do with insecurity. If you want a butt, you got a butt, nobody can see your real. Ain't nobody in there looking at some boy, you gotta find real. Ain't nobody see your real. If you go out by and buying butts and breasts, you buying butts and breasts for somebody to see it. That's all you buying it for. You buying it, you want somebody to see it. And you want somebody to get it. I will not go down there to Kentucky Fried Chicken and they give me an open breast with nothing covered. And if the chicken breast is the size of a turkey breast, something wrong with that. Here you got the legs of somebody that's 100 pounds and the breast of somebody that's 600 pounds. You look like one of them 250 that serve olives on. Man, we got all these women out here look like hors d'oeuvres. It's not on the heaven now. It's a stupid issue. Man, listen, I keep telling you, you're going to move some fat from your kneecap to put in your breast, and some over there from behind your neck to put in your butt. When that fat realizes that where it belongs, it's going back over there. You got to move it from a whole different location. You got to live over there. You're going to move your butt. You got one fat in the back of your neck. That's neck fat. You got neck fat on your. You got stomach fat on your behind. That was made for your stomach. And all of y'all messed up. That don't work. And that goes back to it because somebody can see that. That comes back to, and worse than the sin is the insecurity issue. Because you want those are sexual parts. You want those, you're wanting that to stand out. You didn't get them for yourself. I mean, I don't know nobody just get breasts or butts, go look in the mirror and say, oh, look at my breasts. You ain't get it for yourself. You think that's what you got them to stretch yourself. You got them to draw somebody else's attention. You know what? You want to get an implant or whatever they call them, or what they call this stuff? Implants are in your brain. The $20,000 you put on a butt, you need to put $20,000 on a brain.
My Lord.
Butts ain't gonna get you no degree and get you no how well with things.
So let's say like, you're aspiring to get a spouse, or maybe you already married. So like, at what point is like your flaws that you may be comfortable with can kind of like become a conflict with somebody looking for? So let's say like I have one thing in myself that I have a problem that I'm okay with having that may not be so detrimental to my life or even society around me.
But now, are we talking about a physical flaw or a flaw of personality or character?
Probably more so personality character. Are we
Okay,
dealing more physical?
personality and character flaws. You have to examine yourself and say, do I need to change those?
But even physical, let's say for example, like my weight, right? Let's say I've always had a weight that I was comfortable with and I was fine with. And let's say I found a woman that, you know, that I can see myself being with, or even in with now, that have grown to not like the weight that I have. Like, is there a point where it's like, okay?
Oh, if you, now, let me say this. If you got married and you was a certain weight, and you was that weight when you got married, and that's what attracted them, then don't be coming to pull no jokes on me. Cause what I saw was what I wanted. And it's up to you to now help maintain, because that's what attracted me to you. And so don't go and sell me no Tesla and I get home and it turn into a Toyota.
So let's say like before you got it, let's say you're just in the market and you found someone that you see yourself like being with, and you are a weight that may not, like for example, like everybody not perfect. So let's say I'm a weight that she don't like, but I like everything else about this person. Like, what if I'm willing to compromise like my comfortability and my weight, because that's like one piece for us. You know, I don't want to like miss out on this person because of one thing that I'm okay with changing, even though I'm comfortable in my weight. I don't mind dropping for it.
For me, it is what you see. And if I was comfortable with this all my life, because what's going to end up happening, if this thing is based upon my physical, what if I hurt my back and I get out of work and I gain weight, whatever? If you can't handle it like this, because you're not going to go down there in the dealers and you got a dress that the woman want to buy, and she say, I don't like the color, and then they're going to let you put some dye on it to change it before you bring it out. If this is what you get, and I'm not going to now, if you'll have to make the difference to say, okay, you know what, I like this about him, I see these things, so I'm not going to change that. My only change is going to be for me. I'm going to make those changes for me. I'm going to make those adjustments for me, not for you, because what you start doing now is finding yourself controlled by what somebody else likes, other than you liking yourself, because they may want you skinny and I may like me fat. They may want you fat and I may like me skinny. They may want you, you know, so those are the things that you do for yourself. And you know, I think if I'm going to do anything for my health, it's going to be for my consciousness, for myself, not for somebody else. Yes, sir.
To continue off of Minister Keyshawn's question, what part of getting the surgery is the sin? What would be the sin part?
What would be the sin part of it? All right, go down. We got a couple of things that we do. First of all, it's lust. It's craving of lust. All it is trying to get somebody to lust. It's lust. It's to make it, you know, just like you go down there at McDonald's, right? And you see this big old sign up there, got that big old hamburger. They say, this is not the actual size. They got that up there because they want to make that hamburger look bigger to magnify. You're trying to magnify a bigger area. Now, why don't you see anybody going down and buying a bigger nose and making a nose and making it as big as they're making it behind? You don't see nobody going down there to make a bigger ear, to make the ear bigger. That's good. You want to magnify sexual parts. Stuff that's tempting to people. You don't want nobody to go down and look at your ears. Oh, that's a big ear. You want to that's a big ear. Because you know that's what men are drawn to. You know that. Men, bust, breast, thighs, and legs is just like a chicken box. That's what you have. That's what you have. I know you can act like you dumb if you want it. You know that. That's why you go to this stuff over the legs like that so everybody can see it. So it's automatically you're trying to bring somebody and attract somebody to that part of you that's sexual. It had nothing to do with anything but showing somebody a behind. So God didn't give you one that was big enough because he knew that you wanted to show it.
Teach us.
So he said, no, I can't give you that because you ain't got the right spirit anyway. But look, you didn't give me one. I go buy my own. It's all about the sexual message that is given. It's all about drawing people to your sexual part. And you know, if somebody walks in here and they have made themselves extra oversized, it's going to get somebody's attention. Somebody will be like, what is that? Now, if you come in with an ear bigger than an ear, you know, wow, somebody's taking an ear to like. I mean, I'm talking about the ear the size that they got, that they expand these behind the breast. It's going to be, so it's drawing. So the Bible says, whosoever look on a woman to lust have committed the sin already.
Yes, sir.
See, you have sex in your mind. And when you putting yourself to yourself that the man can look at it and now you're bringing that kind of thought in his mind. You're making him fall. You're bringing temptation to him. You're adding that to him. So that becomes the problem because now you're involved in the lust. That's why sisters and brothers, you don't dress a certain way. Because now you invite somebody into their mind to have that sexual relationship with you. And I believe when you go down to the book of Matthew, let's go to verse 2. I'm sorry, verse 2. To and 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Now, the apparel can be modest. But now I'm making a body that's immodest. So I'm creating a body that draws. I'm creating a body that brings attention. Now naturally, there are people who are figured in such a way that are naturally, that are different. But to highlight, I want you to do something. I want you to give me, who got a highlight? Anybody got anything that you wrote on? Anybody wrote anything? Can I look at this. Any of those words stand out different to you?
The one that you highlighted.
Oh, the one I highlighted. So the word makes stood out to you. Now you got this whole list of words. It could be 50 to 75 words on there, but because I highlighted that word, it stood out. You got this whole body. And when I add all these little pieces to my body, I'm highlighting. And what that man sees is that highlight. And God said in the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and 28, what does it say?
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust, after her, hath committed adultery with her already.
Not by himself. Now wait, not by himself. He's committed adultery with her. With her. If he looks on her to lust. So if she provides this lusting for him, she's not just on her own. You say he's the looker. No, he has committed adultery with her. There are people that you have had sex with that you don't even know because you dress in sex. Now you get ready to go to bed and you find why all this stuff attacking you in your sleep and attacking you and you can't get it. It's because your sexual partner that you got that caught you in the day when you were walking to work, his spirit connected with you when he saw you, and now in your dream, you don't know where that man is in your
That's
dream.
heavy, Apostle. It's good teaching.
So you having a sexual relationship with somebody, don't know where the man was. That's the man that was watching your behind at work.
Wow.
Now he done connected with you. So the Bible says he has committed adultery with her. Read what it said. Read it again.
But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
In the heart. So there's sex in the heart. So when you highlight these things and bring these things, there are sexual things that take place. Now you don't know who. You done put on this outfit showing your behind. You don't know who home with your Facebook picture having sex with you.
That's heavy.
That's crazy.
You don't know how many people you done had a relationship with, and now you got all these dreams and people that you ain't never seen. Who is that? And in your mind, and you having a physical response.
Wow.
Having a sexual response in your dream. Having these stimulations and these sexual things that take place. And you don't even know who it is. You having sex with these people that are out here that are having sex with you. That's why you cover yourself. That's why you dress appropriately. That's why you don't have your body showing and highlighting that, because you got all these 5,000 likes, 5,000 friends on your Facebook page, and you dress in such a way 100 of them that have sex with you. Amen. Yes, sir.
Would that promote a spirit of promiscuity in a person?
Yeah, it can. It can. But then it invites these spirits, succubus and incubus, who gets in the spirit of other people. They come in the form of other people. It's dangerous. Yes, ma'am.
So, like someone that's smaller in size, like that don't really have extra body, is it okay for them to wear tighter fitting clothes rather than somebody that has?
Well, this is the whole thing. You're not trying to show any of that. That's not what I'm trying to do. And if a guy if his only interest is because he wants to see that, he wants to, his motive is wrong. If a man cannot go and look, really, he's not supposed to even see that until you marry. If he's drawn to that, it's distracting him from you. See, he can't focus on your beauty because he's too busy looking at your, you know the word. The whole idea is to not let him see it, to see if he really like you. That's the whole idea. But he gets distracted because he see all this other stuff, and he never get a chance to see your face. He never get a chance to see you. He never get a chance to see all the other stuff because he's distracted by what he sees. So he's not attracted because he's distracted. He's attracted to the wrong part.
That's good, sir.
He's attracted to your body and your breast and not to you. So you detour him from the person to the physical. He's not just, and that's the problem. That you have attracted people to certain parts of you and they establish a relationship with your body rather than you. Gotta get that. That's what's killing it. So the guy come to you and he's drawn for what? So when you walk in the mall and a guy see you and he don't know you and he starts following behind you, what did he follow? What did he see? Because he don't know you. What made him come to you? What brought him there? Out of all these people in the mall, all these other women in the mall, no, you got on something tight. He likes that, and that's what he's looking at. That's why when he follows you looking just like this. He ain't even looking you in the face. He came from you from behind. Wow. Now, the guy walking to you face to face, he don't even see. He walk by and speak. That same guy that just walked by you and spoke and went that way, he turned around and walked the other way and said, oh my Lord. And you know he's looking at his head.
That's exactly how you do it.
Just saw you in the face and didn't have no interest, but turned around. Guess who he's talking to? He's talking to your behind. He ain't talking to you.
My God.
And you ain't got sense enough to do that because you keep highlighting this stuff and showing this stuff, and you get plenty of attention, but none stay. Because it's all about your body and not your person. Stop doing that. Your body can distract the person from you. I don't care how much I'm preaching and teaching, somebody gonna do it that way. And they gonna keep going through all these guys. Back and forth, relationship after relationship. You was gonna say something?
Yes, sir. So I know we've been talking about like I guess improving your body to be, I guess, more attractive to the other sex. So like I guess not necessarily having surgery or anything like that, but working out. So like if I know women like like muscles or like men like butts, stuff like that. Is it okay to work on those? I mean,
whatever I'm working on is working on for me.
I mean, and I said, but a lot of times that's not the case though. So it's like, I mean, when you do specific exercise, like you can do curls.
Oh, that's fine. If you get curls and new things and improve your body, fine. But I'm doing it specifically for me. And it has nothing to do with what they want.
So I mean,
it's what I want for me.
Yes, sir. I mean, so can you do it for yourself to make yourself want to, I guess, be more marketable? And in terms of like, let's just say like, like you've been like a scrawny kid who hasn't been attracted people, and basically want to elevate yourself and to be more attractive to people. So
well, if there are people, if there's some scrawny people got some beautiful wives, if there's some heavy people got beautiful wives, if there's some skinny people got beautiful wives, I refuse to put all my attention and do all that work for me for somebody else. I'm doing this work for myself because guess what? If I have to become muscular to attract you, I have to stay muscular to keep you. And what happens if I don't? I get unmuscular. Now I'm sitting up there with this whole woman that I done married, who married me because I was muscular. Now I had this kind of defect, and now she's looking at me, you ain't muscular no more. I'm on life. No. So it's got to see, because what you're dealing with now, what you're dealing with is a woman or a man who had your focus on one thing. So it's okay to do it. And I do recognize that there is, let me say this. We don't understand that in this world, in this society,